Hello, welcome to session 2 of Smiling Spine. You'll need something to support your head and your neck, and you can lie down on your mat. Use anything else that makes you comfortable. If you want pillows or an extra layer, if you're chilly, just be comfortable as we begin to move and explore some movements of our spine. When you lie down, you can keep your knees bent if that feels more comfortable, or you can straighten your legs out. And we'll start like we did in session 1 with one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart center, checking in, going inside and noticing our body today and supported by the ground beneath us. Letting your belly and your chest rise and fall. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze. It takes a moment sometimes to just arrive. You can remind your shoulders to relax, your face to relax. When you're ready, you'll add your imaginary hands to your low back and your upper back. Breathing into these hands, belly and low back, lumbar spine, heart center and upper back, thoracic spine. And you may notice that your low back touches or doesn't touch the mat below you. That's the lumbar curve that we talked about. It might be tiny or slight, or maybe it's flat. That's okay. And then you can notice your upper back. Probably maybe some more connection between those 12 vertebrae, our lunchtime spine. Maybe you'll add your tiny smile. And we're adding yet another set of hands today. These hands will go on our side ribs. And if you need to peek, please do. Side ribs. Imagine that you have some hands here so that now you breathe into your side body. You can have your hands on your belly and your chest, but now we have imaginary helpers. Low back, upper back, and side body. Creating a full inhale and a full exhale without forcing. Grateful for each breath. Notice your shoulders. Mine were just trying to climb up into my ears. Let your body feel supported here. We have a few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Belly, chest, low back, upper back, and sides. And then an exhale. You can release your arms softly. Blink your eyes open. And notice again that we, in just a few moments, created some calm. From this place, we begin to explore some movement. So when you're ready, you'll hug your knees in toward your chest. And we are going to create some circles. One hand will be on each knee, and each leg will make a circle. They go away from each other, around, and then back together. Doesn't matter the size of the circle. I want you to bring your awareness to your low back, your lumbar spine, and notice as you're circling, perhaps your low back will come off the mat a little bit and then back down. Feeling flexion and extension in our low back. So we're arching and flattening or rounding. And we'll switch direction with the circles. Does not have to be a big movement. Curiosity over control, and definitely a friendly approach to the movement. At any point during any of our time together, you can stop and breathe and rest and know that you're doing good work for your low back, for your whole smiling spine. Couple more circles here. Remembering how this feels in your low back. And release your feet down. Just take a full breath. Whole breath in. All the parts, whole breath out. Hug your knees in again. And this time we'll keep the legs together and we'll take a slight rock side to side. Remember our sacrum, below the low back, the sacrum, the triangular-ish shaped bone. Now you're kind of rolling horizontally side to side. You may feel some of that area. You might feel the top of your pelvis. It is a very small movement. We're not trying to take the legs to the floor. Just a little rocking, side to side. How's your breath? Sometimes when we start moving, we forget to enjoy the breath part, breathing in and breathing out, creating some calm. And come back to center, please, and release your legs. You'll have your knees bent for this. This is called sacral clocks, like the time, the clock. It is a very powerful healing practice that I use when my low back is cranky. And as we get going, we have to use our imagination again. So good thing we've been practicing that. But you'll remember and feel some of the movements in your lumbar spine and across your sacrum that we just did with our circles and with our rocking. So, pubic bone becomes 12 o'clock. Your belly button becomes 6 o'clock. We're going to take a marble from the center of our clock. We have 12 at the pubic bone, 6 at your navel. And you're taking the marble back and forth, up and down, from 12 to 6. I'm going to exaggerate the movement so that you can see, but I want you to take it as slowly as you can. The marble is so smooth, rolling from 6 down to 12 and 12 back to 6. Your low back will most likely arch off the mat, extension. And then when the marble comes to 6, your low back will be in contact with the mat. Flexion. Gentle movement. This brings a great amount of awareness to our low back area. And truly, there's a lot of research out there that the more awareness we have, the more we can deal with pain in a positive way, right? If we're not even aware of what's going on down there, it's hard to deal with sometimes the crankiness, the pain. You can stop and rest whenever you'd like, or we'll do a few more. And I'm still exaggerating the movement, so you can see. If someone's walking by you, they're probably like, I guess they're not doing anything, just lying there. And one more time, the marble, 6, down to 12, and 12, back to 6. Now let the marble rest in the center of your clock. It's not at 12, it's not at 6, and we're adding 2 more numbers to the clock. 3 and 9. So 12 o'clock pubic bone. Now your hip bone, you can find it and feel it on your body. Hello, hip bone. This is the one you hit on the kitchen counter and it does not feel good at all. That's your 3 o'clock. Across your pelvis, you have another frontal hip bone. That's 9 o'clock. That's all we'll deal with. 3 and 9. 9 and 3. The marble now goes across your clock to 9 and to 3. The legs barely move. So if I'm exaggerating it, you'll see the marble, the legs are moving, and I'm going 3 to 9, 9 to 3. This is way less, way less. Try not to create tension as you're doing this very slow movement. And you'll feel the sacrum, it's the slightest tilt, like we did when our knees were hugged in and we were going side to side. 3 and 9 and 9, back to 3. This one I feel like is a little more difficult because we don't really move in that side to side, but actually we do, right? Think about when you're walking, but not like this tiny, compassionate, friendly movement. Staying relaxed in the rest of your body, breathing, and the marble goes one more time, 3 to 9, and 9 to 3. And then we'll bring the marble back to center, pause, and just a very few times we'll go 12 to 6. Just a few times, 12 to 6. Now the possibilities are endless with this. You could lie in your bed and do this, or next time you get on your mat to do this, you could go around the whole clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 12, and then back around. It's so much fun, and it's so relaxing, and it increases our awareness, and this is a good thing. Okay, last time, 6 and 12. And release. Straighten your legs out and just notice how your pelvis and your low back feel. You can rest your arms, kind of a shavasana shape, palms up or down. And take 3 deep breaths here. Belly, low back, chest, upper back, and sides. Bend your knees. And we'll take a gentle twist here. Oftentimes in class, we'll hug the knees in and we'll take a gentle twist. You could certainly do that variation. I wanted to show one that is a little bit less, a little bit more gentle. So your feet can stay on the ground and you just drop your knees to one side. Now, if you need a pillow under your knees, you need some support, add that. That's a great option. Let's take the arms out into a T just for fun. And we breathe here, twisting, spinal rotation. If you want to use your neck spine, you can turn your head the opposite way of your knees, or allow your head to roll gently side to side. Just a few times. And remember, there's a lot of information in twisting. So if it's not right for your body, you don't do it, but you're not going to break from twisting. Your body is so strong and resilient. So we want to, as we talked about in session 1, remember resilience over fear. Not to say if twisting is not right for you, that's okay, you don't twist. But you are a strong, resilient, human, awesome being. And let's come back to center, notice, and then drop your knees to the other side. Maybe looking the opposite way of your knees or gently rolling your head side to side. This is the beauty of the twist, of any asana that we're doing, any movement that we're doing. There's not a right and wrong way. It's, maybe one knee of yours is way up here, great. Maybe your shoulder is off the ground, that's okay. You be you. And you'll get the perfect amount of rotation that you need today in this practice. Two more breaths. And back to center, drawing the knees in. And let's straighten the legs out again. You can keep them bent if you'd like. Bring your hands down, Shavasana shape. 3 full breaths. Maybe inviting your smile. And bend your knees and roll onto your side body. I'm going to adjust the cushion, my blanket, so that my head and my neck are supported. And you're rolling onto one side into fetal pose. Legs are stacked. If you need a pillow between your legs, add that. Sometimes that feels so great. Sometimes I'll even sleep that way with a pillow just supporting, and it feels nice for the pelvis. So the twist we did just before with our feet on the ground, that was more of a rotation, kind of lower back-ish, mid-back. This is going to be twisting in our thoracic spine, our rib basket, our rib cage. So we'll do that by taking our arm and making some circles. And as you take the arm behind your body, your chest will turn up toward the ceiling. Your arm roams around, and you'll feel your upper back twisting. You only go as far as feels good for you in today's practice. Your circle can be large, small, medium. And we'll switch direction after this one. probably, maybe, feeling a stretch or some sensation across the front of your shoulder. This one I think is so beautiful after you've been sitting at the computer for a while. Let's take one more. And pause. Awareness of your shoulder, the relationship your shoulder has to your rib cage because of your whole person being, everything affecting everything else. Let's switch sides. You can just roll over to your other side. I'm going to flip my body over here so that I'm still facing the camera. Support your head and your neck. Your legs are stacked. You might have a pillow in between. And your top arm begins to make a circle. Maybe your chest is opening up toward the ceiling. That's the twisting part, thoracic twist. Different than the twist that we felt earlier. One of the best things you can do for your body is movement. Obviously that feels good. But variety and diversity of movement. Not always twisting the same way. Let's switch direction. Even when we go out for a walk, taking a new route feels better. Or it feels different, makes our brain work a little bit. Let's take a couple more in this direction, noticing upper back and noticing how this side feels in comparison to the first side. Pause and rest. You can close your eyes if you'd like. There may be some energy and warmth in the shoulder area. Moving your thoracic spine in that way is very helpful in creating healthier spinal movement in general. Low back cranky, we can think about working the pelvis or working the upper back, so going above or below the low back. All right, are you ready to make a little bit of noise? We're going to come back on to our backs, supporting your head and your neck. And this is for your core. So I really don't like to think about six-pack abs or aggressive core work, but having a strong center is a good thing. This one, we use sound and we'll feel the front, the sides, and the back getting snug. All the muscles around the torso, because it's kind of all core, all of this beautiful stuff. The way it happens is an inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, you make the sound of an S, or a snake, and you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going until all the breath goes out, and you'll feel everything getting snug, 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 and then inhale through your nose, and again, S. All the way, and then inhale through your nose, S breath all the way out. We're going to do a few together. I'm going to actually just relocate my mic in case it's really loud. One more. Regular breath, regular inhale, regular exhale. So you could do that pretty much anytime, anywhere. Don't close your eyes if you're driving, but some wonderful core work. You can do several. If you ever feel dizzy or lightheaded, of course, from this, then stop, take a few regular breaths, and then join back in. But you probably felt the muscles along the spine. You've got a big, beautiful group of muscles, erector spinae. There's so much going on back there. The quadratus lumborum, I could actually feel like not a cramping, but an activation of the muscles on my back by doing S breath. I hope you enjoyed that one. I love it. Okay, please straighten your legs out. Walk your left leg over to the left and follow with your right leg. Keep your pelvis down on the mat. So we're staying buttocks down, pelvis down, just the legs went off to the side. You can let your arms rest. You could take your arms in a T, or perhaps your arms will come up and over. A nice side stretch. If it's available, consider a little shimmy asana, a little wiggle so that your arms and your legs are going to the same side. You look like a crescent moon or a banana, and you breathe into this side that is extended, the open side, and then you also consider breathing into this contracted side, seeing if you can create space or length there. And we make our way back to center, coming back with the legs, coming back with the arms. Right here, Shavasana shape. Whole body inhale. Imagine even your feet are inhaling. Whole body exhale. Right leg to the right, left leg follows. This is plenty. Or maybe the arms go to a T. Or maybe arms come up and over. Maybe there's a little scooting or wiggling to the side, creating the banana shape or crescent moon. I just decided to hook my feet on this side. Feels pretty great. So we breathe into the open side. This is extended, lengthening. And then the contracted side, the whole side of my waist kind of feels bunched up, and I'm going to send breath into that area, creating space and length. Feels wonderful after the S breath. And releasing, scooting, coming back to center, Shavasana shape. Take a few breaths here. And if you're ready to move on today, we're going to transition to our chair. So You can always pick this up on another day. You could stay there and rest for a while. That might feel amazing. Otherwise, you'll bend your knees and roll to your side. You can press yourself up. Please take your time and go get your chair, and we'll set up for chair work. Taking a comfortable seat in your chair, you want to be tall. Just notice your feet on the ground. Your spine is long, but remember that nice natural curve. And we'll actually talk to our hips a little bit here. So we'll take a thread the needle. Left leg will come on top of the right. If this is not a good option, you can also do a cross leg. This is just left leg on top of the right. Or left leg on top of the right in this thread the needle figure 4 stretch. So we do this one a lot lying down. Seated is nice, but I'm going to add a little bit of activity in this one. So we're doing some strengthening while stretching. This is wonderful work for the glutes, your buttocks. While you're here, this is really bad. Okay. Take a comfortable seat in your chair, just tall, feet on the ground. A nice breath, tuning into your body. And we'll start with our hips. Thread the needle, left leg comes on top of the right. If this is not an option, you can cross your left leg over your right. Either way is fine. Figure 4 stretch or thread the needle. And we'll stay up tall for now. There'll be an opportunity for a surprise in just a moment. Think about your left buttocks. You have your left leg on top. Bring your awareness into your left buttocks. And I want you to engage. Squeeze your left buttocks and then release. Try not to squeeze your face or your hands or your shoulders. Squeeze your left buttocks and release. So we are stretched, we're in a stretch position, but we are activating and using the muscles. This is nice resistance work. A good way to strengthen your backside. We're squeezing and releasing. Just a couple more times. Last one, squeeze and hold. Hold. Don't hold your breath. Hold the squeeze and slowly release, little by little by little, little, and completely release. Let's switch sides. Right leg on top or right leg crossed. Yogi's choice. Awareness to your right buttocks, your right glutes. Squeezing and releasing. Now, maybe this side is more difficult to access or less. Maybe it's easy. You're squeezing and releasing just the right side. You want to have a strong set of glutes, a strong buttocks to help support the low back. Remember, our pelvis is the foundation for our beautiful spine. Squeezing and releasing. The rest of the body trying not to help. And this time, squeeze and hold. Breathing, holding, holding, squeezing, and then slow motion release. We're just going 10%, 20%, little by little. Not easy. All the way, all the way. And release. Such good work. Just seated now, you can squeeze both glutes, both sides of the buttocks, and release. Just 2 more times. Squeezing the buttocks, contracting, and releasing. And squeezing. and releasing. Good. Seated, notice your foundation, feet touching the ground, grounded. Let's inhale and reach up. Take one wrist and side bend. Breathing into the side, just like we did on the ground, but remembering this side that's contracted. Here's your lateral flexion again, and you breathe into both sides. Coming up, switching sides, lengthening and bending. Very available side. I can feel it so open for breath, but then this side, crunchy, contracted, bunched up. Breathe into that side as well. This is a great metaphor for when things are cranky and crunchy and just compact, like life is crunchy. You got to remember to breathe into it. It's a practice. Coming back up. Release your arms, and just for fun, inhale both arms, reach up, and exhale into your heart. Pause and smile. Pause and smile. One more breath. And you can scoot forward in your chair. And we'll take a twist, not the usual twist that we do in yoga where the arms are really kind of helping you get into the twist. I want you to use the muscles of your torso. Remember all of the core. So your fingertips can just rest on your shoulders and you'll twist. Whichever way you went is perfect. You're twisting. Maybe you'll glance over your back shoulder. There's your neck spine. And you stay tall. And you breathe here in rotation or twisting. You might feel the muscles working a lot to help. It's a great way to approach the twist. The arms down is lovely as well, but this is a little more work, a little more active. And come back to center. Take a breath in the center. And we twist the other way. Maybe looking over the back shoulder. Feel the muscles of your front, your sides, and your back helping you create this rotation. How is the quality of your breath? Coming back to center, release your arms, scoot back in your chair. You can let your hands rest, palms down or palms up. If you prefer a shavasana, you can certainly lie down. Otherwise, we're resting in our chair, grounded through our feet, grounded through our seat, and tall and long through our spine. Crown of the head reaching toward the sky, almost like you're finding traction in your neck. Lengthen. I invite you to close your eyes. And we'll use a mantra on inhale, I am. Exhale, resilient. You can say it silently to yourself. Inhale, I am. On your exhale, resilient. If you have another word that you need today or prefer, like strong or grounded or present, you can use that word. Otherwise, inhaling, I am. Exhaling, resilient. Continue on your own. Release the mantra and decide if you want to stay here and breathe and rest longer, please do. Otherwise, you can softly blink your eyes open, bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Thank you for moving and breathing and smiling with me. I'll see you soon in session 3.